Hi, my name is Ikenna, and to make a long story short, I tried to learn Spanish in high school and like 99% of people, it did not go anywhere. I dropped the subject as soon as I could, and that was 8 years ago. Last year I started to learn Spanish again from scratch. That failed, since eventually I lost motivation, and I also acquired a serious health condition that messed up my blood flow in my body, and also has prevented me from sitting or even standing for longer than a minute. But I've refused to give up. Listen, I love the Spanish language. I really want to learn it this time. So that's what I'm gonna do. This is my 4-month journey to not only be able to speak Spanish fluently, but also to be able to walk again like normal. This was month 2, and it was intense. Days 30 to 60. Week 1. So the goal for week 1 was to start speaking with tutors and to begin building up my speaking skills. I had my first tutor session with Liliana, and it was pretty rough, but I didn't do so bad. Take a listen.
How do you feel? Do you feel scared?
Siempre.
I think you can do it with the knowledge that you have.
Hola,
Hola,
¿cómo estás?
muy bien, ¿y tú?
Muy bien. Bueno, menos, sí, pero no tan bueno, pero hoy estoy bueno.
Ok. Y con el aprendizaje de español, ¿cómo te sientes? ¿Qué quieres? ¿Qué piensas que debes profundizar?
Sí. Creo que necesito revisar todo pertenece. Todo lo que pertenece a conversación.
¿Y cómo se puede seguir una vida normal?
Sí. Quería hacer
So yeah, in that lesson, there were around 30 times where I was corrected, as you can see on Skype. Keep that number in mind for later. The next 2 lessons were with Caesar and Osiris respectively. They went better, but I was still very rough.
En México, el gobierno ha prohibido para 2 razones. Uno, porque tienes tus amigos cerca de ti y es un poco no puedes focalizar muy bueno. También porque no sé, tu cerveza no, how do you say brain?
Now, aside from the tutors, I did watch a bit of YouTube in Spanish for around 30 minutes every day, and I also read a little bit of a manhwa called The Gamer in Spanish. However, my enthusiasm for that specific manhwa was starting to wear off, which would eventually lead to some bigger problems, as you're about to see. Week 2. So for week 2, I wanted to do a whole week of tutor lessons, one each day, Monday through Friday. But I messed up. I forgot to schedule Monday's lesson. I did do a lesson on Tuesday and Wednesday, but something was just off this week. Something did not feel right. The lessons went well enough. You can have a little listen.
Eso es un problema porque también en Bruselas a causa de la pandemia. Sí, no hay mucho espacio. Me siento mejor, no mucho mejor, y también no puedo caminar mucho, pero sí, es mejor que antes, y estoy contento por eso.
They weren't bad per se. It was just that this week I wasn't feeling motivated. I felt bad that I failed at doing 5 lessons that week. I felt lazy. I wasn't as excited as I was in month 1 to learn new useful words. I didn't even watch any Spanish videos on YouTube that week. I wasn't motivated at all to read my manhwa, so I gave myself a break. I told myself, you know what, a better strategy than beating myself up for losing motivation, which happens to everyone, is to watch some TV shows to get some more motivation back and to also sustain my level of Spanish. So that's exactly what I did. I watched this TV show called Perdida. It's kind of like the movie Taken mixed with the TV show Prison Break. It was pretty interesting, but honestly, it didn't really motivate me to learn Spanish. It didn't really light the fire in me to get back into it, but what it did do is it kept my Spanish fresh while I was in this period of low motivation. So by the end of the week, when my motivation finally returned to me, my Spanish was fresh in my head, and that made it much easier to get back into Spanish, because had I lost all of this progress that I just made from a week of not using my Spanish, I would have been even more demotivated and probably more likely not to get back into the language. Week 3. Week 3 was very different. I was presented with a new week and another shot at doing 5 tutors in 1 week, and I got excited. I also came up with a new theory over the weekend that also really got me motivated. So I ended up doing 5 tutors this week, 1 every single day from Monday to Friday, and it was amazing. Take a listen.
¿Y tú fuiste a Holanda cuándo? ¿A qué edad?
¿Qué le da? Tenía 19 años.
Wow,
Sí,
wow.
sí,
Ok,
sí.
¿y esa fue tu primera experiencia viviendo en otro país?
Sí, viví en Japón por un mes, así que no fue una experiencia tan larga. Aprendí eso hecho a través de mucho dolor, porque, por ejemplo, en japonés, en ruso, no puedes traducir palabra a palabra, porque es como hay conceptos que los humanos quieren decir y quieren explicar.
Él la pone inspirada, él la hace inspirada. Sí, sabes que creo que solo feliz, pero no sé por qué. No sabría explicarte porque nunca había pensado en esto.
It would make her angry. Él la pone él la pone angry, enojado.
Sí,
Enojado.
sí, perfecto.
Así que he aprendido que si quiero decir, oh, I could have X or I could have Y, then es como like podría haber ido o podría haber dado something.
Perfecto.
Sí.
Ajá.
O pudo o he podido, you know. Así que sí.
For me, this was the best week. Everything went super well. I was speaking faster, feeling more confident, and having more fun in conversations than ever before. And I was also making fewer errors. That being said, obviously I'm still very new to Spanish, and it wasn't all smooth sailing. One of the things that my girlfriend Brenda noticed is just how much I was saying the word so I marked that down as something I was going to fix later. But all in all, the progress from tutors was crazy. And tutors aside, in terms of getting some input, I did this little YouTube trick where I went on Reddit and I researched some interesting Spanish YouTubers. Then I switched my language and region to Spain on YouTube. So all of my recommended videos that pop up my YouTube feed were in Spanish, and it was all just really natural content, and most of it without subtitles. So I would write down words when I didn't know them. And the last thing I did this week was I started a new manga called Berserk, and this was really important and crucial to me because the old manga that I was reading, the Gamer, I already read 200 chapters of it, and I was starting to get really bored, and I was starting to get demotivated and starting to force myself to read it. And this is something that's key. Never force yourself to do anything when it comes down to language learning. Always look for the most fun way or the most fun path, because that is crucial. Week 4. So I was on a high, right? I felt like I was making so much progress through watching YouTube, and obviously my 5 days of tutors in a row. The one thing I was kind of unhappy with is how much I was reviewing my words, the words that I've already learned, and how much I was using Anki. But surprise, surprise, I did a survey, and most people actually feel the same way. Most people feel like they don't review the words that they already know as much as they should. But hey, my app is gonna fix that when it does come out. But this week, unfortunately, because I was busy with work relating to my language learning app that is coming out, I only did 2 tutors this week, but the progress was very tangible and very noticeable. Do you guys remember that first lesson that I had where I told you I had 30 things or 30 corrections that was made on Skype? In my last lesson of week 4, you can see the difference in terms of corrections. So that being said, how is my Spanish now?
Vale, estamos aquí otra vez. Estoy muy contento con mi progreso de español. De todas formas, esta conversación es sin guión, I think it's called guión, y tengo cuentas de balas, bullet points, pero sin guión. Así que sí, estoy muy contento, estoy bastante contento con mi progreso. He hablado mucho con profesores y creo que las clases me ayudan mucho. También creo que el mes que viene va a ser increíble y muy emocionante. Y quiero colaborar con muchos youtubers y poliglotas para practicar mi español con ellos. Y sí, tengo muchas teorías sobre cómo aprender los idiomas ahora, y quizás voy a crear un método nuevo para eso. Y sí, últimamente mi salud ha aumentado mucho. Todavía no es perfecto, no puedo caminar mucho, más que 3 minutos, pero es algo. Así que sí, estoy muy contento por eso y nos vemos a la próxima. Gracias, muchas gracias para ver mi video y espero que te guste. No sé, bye bye.